I'm going to be honest, this day was going to happen sooner than later. Many people were looking into the future of Fisch and how big it can get. And I'm like in the background wondering when the bot farms will appear, and appear they did. They have been filling up servers to the max, creating server crashes because that's something bot farms can potentially do. For some of you that don't know what a bot farm is, it's pretty much a large-scaled operation a group of people do to pretty much exploit the game for personal and commercial gain. Mostly on the commercial gain, since many games can be lucrative when selling in-game items. In most games, when you sell in-game items for real-life money, you pretty much violate the game's terms of service. I'm familiar with bot farms because of another game I used to play a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean pretty much completing the game on multiple accounts. That game is called RuneScape, and bot farms have existed there since the early 2000s. But since then, the owners of the game have done a decent job at banning them. But with Fisch, it's a different story since they might not have the same funds and support like RuneScape. Since that game has been running for I think 26 years, so they have a lot of money. And trying to have like an anti-cheat installed in a game is pretty expensive. One thing I always found interesting is how easy it is to create a Roblox account, because you can create one without an email or phone number, so you can make as many as you like. And Roblox could stop it, but if they don't, it's up to Fisch to do something about it. Even if they ban them at a fast rate and a lot of the accounts get banned, they will start to target players' in-game accounts and use them as bots. You could ban most of them in groups because a lot of the players look the same. But if they start to hijack Roblox accounts from other players, it will be harder for them to ban them, because a regular Roblox player does not look like a bot, so it's pretty hard to detect them. And I want to give you guys one piece of advice. If I were you, I would think twice before downloading a random script on a random Discord server, because you could lose your account and become the next victim to a bot farm. And even if you try to get your account back, most likely it's been banned because it's part of a bot farm. There's also more things that could happen due to many bots being in the game. You can actually tell you're in a bot server because it will get extremely laggy. I have seen people say the game is creating a lag, but 9 times out of 10, you are most likely in a bot server. Like, look at this photo. When I first saw it, I was like, what am I looking at? And then I zoom in and notice these players are underwater actually swimming, which is kind of creepy to see, especially with the eyes sticking out. Yeah, Fisch will need to drop a nuke soon for these bots, because at some point, every server will have bots and one real human player playing the game properly. But hold up, looking at this photo even closer, I think those are ghosts from the Rod of the Depths. Pretty much, people have found a way to make it possible to duplicate the ghosts to catch even more fish. It wouldn't surprise me with all these ghosts, someone can make $1 million an hour at any place. Could you imagine if they pop a totem and now have the luck boost? The money would be insane. I kind of wish I encountered them myself, because I've never seen a bot farm. I mean, I do spend most of my time in a private server because I used to lag like crazy. And I thought it was my internet, or maybe my internet couldn't handle Fisch servers for some reason, but now I know. I've also been thinking about what bot farms could be doing, and judging from the different photos I've seen, their goal is definitely to make a lot of money. If I saw 15 people that looked the same farming a specific spot, I most likely would walk past them and say, wait a minute, and most likely laugh. I mean, they could sell these accounts to current players, and these players can use their money to improve their main accounts by buying a bunch of totems. Or it could be other things like bait or anything they could buy instantly. Or it could just be as simple as just someone farming with bots because they're too lazy to do it on their main account. I'd actually argue that maybe 30% of the players you see on Fisch are bots. That number could actually be way higher, only because we have proof from other games. I remember at some point, RuneScape, which is a massive game, used to be 30 to 50% bots. And that is a game where they're constantly banning them. And Fisch must have hundreds of servers that are undetected, so Fisch being 30% bots or more wouldn't surprise me. To be honest, I really haven't paid much mind to them or even done exploits myself, because I genuinely like Fisch, so I just play like the average person. I think the last update, there was 600,000 people on Fisch, which is an amazing number for the game. But like I said before, if you think about it, how many are bots? Maybe the staff at Fisch could do a decent job at banning bots, because I've seen the Fisch support Discord. They do some pretty nice work over there. And after being in that Discord, there's one thing I learned. You shouldn't be doing exploits because you will be banned. Someone here made a post saying they weren't using exploits and want to be unbanned. But like I said before, I'm in the Fisch support Discord and they are ruthless. And when it comes to exploits, you will be banned, and it's so hard to get that overturned. Especially if they have evidence on you, you should just go to a different game at that point. So if I were you and someone is saying to do an exploit, I'd think twice, because that person could be the reason you are instantly banned 2 weeks later. And I don't think they'll ever unban you, because with the thousands of people joining Fisch every day, they might just use you as an example. So don't be the example. I think something they could do is set up a group of people who have the power to ban somebody. I think Bed Wars has something something similar to this where admins could teleport next to players and instantly ban them. It would be funny if they gave me that power and for one entire video, I just ban cheaters and exploits because I would probably spend a lot of time doing this. I mean, it would be pretty fun to ban all of them since it'll help the game and you pretty much erase all the progress they did. Some of the videos and photos I've seen of bots in action are pretty basic compared to what I've seen before. Like on RuneScape, they would have bot farms that will literally complete bosses and raids like a regular player would, which is crazy. Those bots went from picking money off the floor to literally completing the game without the help of a human. So as you can see, if you give these bot farms more time, they will get even crazier. And back to the exploit bans, most of the bans I saw were people trying to enter the Trident door or the depths, which is kind of weird. You would do an exploit when getting the key is pretty easy. I'm not really sure if that's worth getting banned over. Many of these bot farm owners tend to be people that their only source of income are selling scripts and bots. So many of these bot farms will be in the public servers and it will be no surprise if you see 10 of them in one server doing the same thing. Since they're in a public server, they will do anything to avoid being seen so they aren't reported, because the Fisch support will ban them pretty fast if you record them. Like in this photo, they are literally under the water fishing. Like, how is this even possible? I can't really tell if they're wearing the advanced diving gear, but I've seen people say they stay there for hours, which I'm not really sure how they can stay underwater without resurfacing. And besides being detected, the other reason might be because people were teleporting them. If you were to find a bot and use a conception conch on it, it will teleport them to a different place. And pretty much if you teleport them, you pretty much broke the bot and the owner probably won't even notice for a while, because these people are running hundreds of bots, so they won't even notice that bot is broken anyways. Most likely they don't even look at the bot for days, then come back and realize, oh, my bot's been broken. You want to hear something even crazier? When they release a Megalodon, there's going to be a bot farm trying to farm the Megalodon. And what these bots are going to do is they're going to pretty much farm it and sell it to other players. If you guys remember the Nessie, it was a limited event and it's pretty rare to this day. So if somebody has a Nessie, they could trade it for something very valuable. And if these bots have hundreds of Megalodons and the only ones that have it, they're going to end up trading it for something very valuable as well. And mind you, these bot farms are very rich, so they're going to have all the stuff they need to get the Megalodon. Like in this photo, there's a bunch of bots right here farming the geodes for truffle worms. So I'm telling you, it could get crazy and you need to keep your account safe. And once again, you have to be careful when trying to find scripts or macros or whatever, because they could be targeting you next. So be safe and make sure you take care of your account, because losing your account for one game isn't worth it. And you definitely do not want to be one of those accounts that are turned into a bot, because if you lose your account and by the time you get it back, it might be too late. But yeah, that's all I got for today. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.